On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be having a look at the DC Universe Classics. We're looking at the Mad Love collection of Harley Quinn and the Joker. A must-have collection for anybody that was like myself, who picked up the original Harley Quinn from the Gorilla Grodd wave and was generally disappointed with really a missed paint opportunity. The Mad Love is a perfect set to now pick up and get a much nicer Harley Quinn. Package-wise, features both the Joker and Harley Quinn poised as they were on the front cover of Mad Love. The packaging I really like as well because, if you can see it, the actual clear card has shaped hearts all over the packaging, which really is neat as well. On the side, standard fare for DC Universe packaging. We've got the Joker and Harley Quinn. The read-up on Joker says the Clown Prince of Crime is Batman's deadliest and most unpredictable foe. He's rumored to be failed stand-up comedian turned petty criminal who fell into a vat of chemical waste while escaping from the scene of a crime. That incident turned his skin white and his hair green. Batman knows the Joker is mentally unbalanced, perhaps beyond help, which makes the end result of his actions that much more deadly. Statistics on the Joker. The first appearance was Batman #1, spring 1940, real name unknown. Occupation, professional criminal. I don't know if I would necessarily say that's an occupation. Base of operations, Gotham City. Special abilities, homicidal maniac. Irrational compulsion to test self against Batman. Employs various weapons, often based on party gag items. Joker Venom, toxin that stretches victim's face into Joker-like grin and causes death. That is a nice read-up. The read-up, however, on Harley Quinn says, biography: an Arkham Asylum psychiatrist assigned to treat the Joker, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, was instead driven mad by the Clown Prince of Crime and helped him escape. Nearly as insane as the Joker himself, Harley Quinn is as a violent and unpredictable felon who will do anything to prove her love and loyalty to the Joker, her puddin'. Statistics: first appearance Harley Quinn #1, October 1999, or also in the Batman animated series where she got her true first appearance. Occupation: former psychiatrist, professional criminal. Base of operations, Gotham City. Special abilities: above average intelligence, strength and stamina, hand-to-hand combat skills, gymnastic skills, wicked sense of humor. I don't know if I would necessarily say she has above average strength and stamina. She doesn't really have superpowers. She's just basically a girl dressed up in a costume with a mallet or hammer, various other weapons as well. Anyways, that is read up on the two characters. I can't wait to get this opened up. What we're going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and then we are going to have a look at the two figures that make up the DC Universe Mad Love set. More on the way, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. And now, out of package, let's have a look at the two figures that make up this set. I gotta go with Harley Quinn first because really she was the main reason I went and picked up this set. By the way, if anyone was interested, I picked it up on eBay. Canada is just when it comes to getting these things retail. I had to pick mine up through eBay. So if anyone was asking, your best bet is probably check eBay. Unfortunately for it. But the main reason I picked up this set was because of this figure right here. Harley Quinn here, a much needed repaint, if you ask me. And you're saying, Willie Spot, was it really that big of a deal? Well, I'll bring in the original Harley Quinn here. This is the Harley Quinn from the Gorilla Grodd wave. And it is pretty apparent. It is pretty apparent. Go back, watch my review of this one, And you'll remember, if you watch the review of it, I commented, really at the time that I shot the review of this one. First of all, I really hated, I'm going to put her down for a second. I really hated the blue tinge to the face paint. Now, I have a friend whose woman is a big Harley Quinn fan, and she's commented a couple of times that there is times when Harley Quinn's face has a slight bluish tinge to it. I certainly would not say to the level that this figure has depicted. If you compare it, really, if you compare her face to her collar, really way too blue. Something else I mentioned as well is this was back in the day, and this would bring up a point that I want to mention after I'm finished talking about this. Another point that I mentioned was the coloring of the original Harley Quinn, the red, which was notorious for a lot of the older DC Universe figures. If you have some older DC Universe figures, check the paint to some of the plastic versus the paint now, and you'll see that they've really started swapping out like this really dingy black and this really dingy red of the original figure. They've now brought in this really vibrant red and this really nice dark shiny black. The black is really popping on this figure versus a very washed out coloring on the original Harley Quinn. Some people said that I think a lot of people commented that I really ripped this figure. I mean, it's a decent enough figure, but the paint was all like just wrong. It could have been so much better, and that was the main reason why I wanted to get this particular set. Which also brings me to a point I wanted to make, and I know if I don't mention it now, I'm going to totally forget because I'm old and all, and I forget stuff. Is the fact that it certainly works itself out that for any person that has missed DC superheroes figures, i.e., like the Parasite, the Azrael, the Batgirl, what else have we gotten? The Cyborg Superman, the Lex Luthor, the Supergirl. Both versions of the Supergirl have been all re-released under the DC Universe banner. As well as being re-released, all the figures have been retweaked with a much more vibrant paint, vibrant plastic. It's worked itself out now that instead of going online and getting yourself a much more expensive original version of a figure such as Parasite, you can get a 2-pack Parasite. Sure, yeah, it comes with probably a figure you already have, like a Superman, but you get a much more vibrant color out of it. And it's been almost disappointing for this guy who's collected the original line of figures to have now seen reviews of like the Lex Luthor and just really saw the difference of how more vibrant the newer figures, the re-release figures have been. And again, case in point, I know I'm talking too much in this review, but case in point is really this Harley Quinn. Again, a nice vibrant black, really dark black, a really nice red. But the face is really where she excels in. They've given her this really pale white. The mask really pops on the figure now that she's got that nice contrast of color. I mean, it's a far cry from really that to this, as you can see. I mean, really, I much prefer the re-release of Harley Quinn versus the original. Aside from that, the figure is the exact same. There's nothing different about the figure at all. From top to bottom, the exact same figure. Even though right down to the point that the accessories that came with the Mad Love 2-pack, she has the hammer. I'll just put her aside here. Is she going to stand? Stand? Yes? No? Okay, cool. Even the hammer that she originally came with, this is the original hammer here. The hammer has been re-released in this pack, but even as you can see, the original hammer, depending on your preference, of course, the original hammer is a much dingier brown versus this brown is a little nicer. It is just a little bit nicer. I mean, you can see looking at the two, there is a difference between the two. Also, as well, she does come with a pop gun. and it is again the same pop gun as the one that came with the original Harley Quinn. The differences on these two guns are a little harder to see. The lighter brown is a little more obvious on the newer gun versus the older gun that had a little dingier of that brown color. But aside from that, it looks to be pretty much the exact same. Black's a little nicer on the newer gun as well. But you know, either or. She does come with a pop gun. She also does come with the hammer. In the way of Harley Quinn's articulation would be the same as the original. She has a ball jointed head. Now she has a pin and socket shoulder. Because this is the older model female figures, you're going to have the same problem as the originals in the fact that this bicep area here is on a very, very small pin. To the point that you got to really be careful when you're turning it. I know people have said, well, I've had the figure, I haven't had any problems with it. You know, you could very well have the issue. Also as well, I'm starting to see here too, the shoulder is the wrong way on this figure. I'm going to just turn it around. There we go. There we go. Now she can have her arm all the way down. But she has the swivel in the bicep, the bend at the elbow. She has a rotation in the wrist. She has a bend at the mid-torso, a rotation in the waist. Her legs can bend forward, back, in and out, rotate in the thigh, bend at the knee, and also bend at the foot. It's also very nice to get this figure re-released again, because my original Harley Quinn is very, very loose in the upper torso. And sometimes a re-release of a figure, you end up getting yourself a little bit tighter of a joint. Sometimes it backfires, and sometimes you get a looser joint because the mold is being reused and reused. But in this case, the Harley Quinn is very stiff in the joints, the arms, and everything else, and I really like that. The Harley Quinn, where it was a missed opportunity the first time around, is now, if you ask me, a much needed figure in your DC Universe collection. Harley Quinn here gets a solid 9.5. A great figure, definitely much needed if you have the Batman Rogues, and definitely if you have a Mr. J. Maybe not this one, but if you have the DC Universe Wave 10 Joker, the Harley Quinn is a much needed side figure to that Joker. So 9.5 to Harley Quinn. And let's have a look at Joker. The Joker is good, equally good, but as a matter of preference for me, I much prefer the purple suited Joker as opposed to this black suited Joker. It's the exact same body mold, granted, but they've opted to give him the Mad Love coloring versus the purple costume. The face sculpt, again, is the same, but it's probably, again, one of the nicest Joker sculpts of any figure. You're probably saying, Spot, when are you actually going to review this guy, the DC Universe Wave 10? I am getting around to it. Don't worry, I'm getting around to it. But the Joker face is just perfect. Maybe there's a little bit of paint splotch there where the lip is just a little more red than it should be. It also looks like he's got a little bit of makeup on his teeth, a little bit of lipstick on his teeth. But that aside, the Joker sculpt is just perfect. For me, this is the way I always picture Joker, is with this hairstyle, really this iconic face. Joker's accessories are the same as the original Joker from Wave 10. He comes with the vintage Joker hammer, a nod to the original DC Superpowers Joker. Now you can also give that to Harley Quinn as well, if you prefer. He also does come with a cane. Now this cane is slightly bent, as it was just because it was in the package. But let's zoom in, shall we? The topper of the cane is really nice, though. That jester top, I really like that. That is a neat looking sculpt. I really like that. Joker also does come with the laughing fish, the same as he did with the DC Universe Wave 10. Also really cool accessory. And finally, Joker also comes with a stack of cards. Of course, with the Joker card being the one facing out. The only one gripe I really could make about Joker's accessories is the fact that he just has way too many. He has way too many and he only has two hands, that it's really hard to choose which accessory you want to put in his hand. Some people prefer the cane, some people prefer the hammer, but you can do either or. In the way of Joker's articulation, Joker's head is again on a ball joint, so you can rotate left and right. Slightly up and down, not too much though. His arms are on a pin and socket so they can move out, in and out, rotate all the way around. You're going to butt it up against the top of the shoulder though, so you're not really going to be able to move it all the way around. He also has a swivel in the bicep, a bend at the elbow, a rotation in the hand. He has a upper torso bend. He has what looks to be no swivel in the waist. His legs can bend forward and back, in and out. A rotation in the thigh, a bend at the knee, and also a bend at the foot. I wouldn't necessarily say this is the Joker I would have on display. Very likely with the Harley Quinn I would put the Wave 10 Joker just because it's in his classic costume colors. But I do really like this Joker, and for no other reason, there was a DC Direct, I believe a DC Direct Unmasked series wave that had a Batgirl, a Superman Clark Kent, and a Red Hood Joker. And I believe, if memory serves me right, that hood was removable. I don't know, I'm smelling a custom here, that if you had yourself perhaps that figure, you could take if it is, if I can remember correctly, and that dome could come off, you could probably put it on this figure if you could fit it, and you could have yourself a DC Universe Classics Red Hood. It's not quite Red Hood, I mean it would be a little bit different, but for a quick custom it certainly would be making use of this Joker figure. Prefer the DC Universe Wave 10 Joker, don't get me wrong, but I do really like this Joker, and I think coloring is really the only thing I would change to give this figure a perfect 10. This Joker sculpt wise I'm going to give a 9 to. Not really the reason why I picked up the set again, it was really for the Harley Quinn. This is a must-have set for any Harley Quinn or Joker fan. A step up really from the Gorilla Grodd Harley Quinn. Much needed upgrade if you ask me as well. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the DC Universe Classics Mad Love set that finally gave us a much required update to Harley Quinn and a pretty decent recoloring of an already decent Joker figure. I thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more Toy Spots to come, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.